So by the time that you leave this afternoon, I trust we're going to have busted assumptions laying all over the floor. Woo! All right, envisioning freedom from infobesity, well on the way to controlling that. If you can, raise your hand. Wow! Holy smokes!
So what I want you to do for a minute is I want you to think about your situation, your managing up situation.
By not doing anything, you're taking a risk. So I challenge and encourage you to take a risk.
I work with clients a lot on creativity and risk-taking. That's what I mainly coach people on, ideas and taking the risk, doing the courage, getting the courage to actually do it. And when I do work with clients, I like to have them first look at the SOS, the same old stuff, where they are, and then where they'd like to be. They'll call that the well on the way, the wow.
How many of you have ever played red light, green light? Come on up. Oh! She's a trickster. Green light. Red light. Okay. Oh. And that's why I do this exercise. I think it applies in a lot of different ways of what kind of risk taker are you? And how hard is it going to be to actually make this change?
Let me give you an example of one assumption that I made when I was working at the power company. We had a person, an individual that wasn't very friendly. When you walk down the hall and greet her, say hello, she wouldn't say hello back. She just kept walking. So people told me she's not very friendly. She never says hi. I'm going to test that. And I said hi, and she didn't respond. So then you start to, oh, maybe they're right. And then you see her in meetings, and she doesn't look up. She's looking at magazines, so she's not paying attention, right? And you start to go up that ladder of inference, thinking they're not a team player, so then you start treating them like they're not a team player, and then all of a sudden they aren't a team player. So we do end up, I've done it, I've been there, we're all flowing through there. So how can we stop that?
So how many of you can actually drive a stick shift, a manual? Don't raise your hand yet.
Don't raise your hand.
Look around the room, see if you can pick out the people that would be able to do that. All right. If you can do that, raise your hand. Were you right? And you're not. If you are or think you are a good dancer, please raise your hand. If your hand is up, please stand up. We are testing the assumptions. Testing the assumptions. You got to prove it. Woo! Ow! Oh! But that's what happens to us. We've had an experience, and when we see something familiar again, we think the same thing's going to happen. So the important part of this is to just realize that it's happening. Know that you're doing this, and take some time sometimes to do some reflection, right? That how am I holding myself back? What assumption am I holding about myself, other people, the situations here? And I could change that. And I didn't go into medical school. I'm an engineer, but I love that I have discovered a way to still cure some physical afflictions of yours, and that is infobesity. If you're not familiar with infobesity, it's an overwhelm of information, of inputs coming into you, so much that it makes it hard to decide. And I have an executive coaching client that's in finance, and she actually wants to be a coach. But if you want to get certified, credentialed in coaching, there are so many options. You can do it online, by telephone, in person. You can get trained by one person, by a company, by a university. You can travel all over the world to do it. And so I helped her she started with, I know I want to do it in person, and I know I want to do it in Houston. So, we can start to filter this information just a little bit. We've got this problem. We've all got this problem. We've got it with everything. You're going to have it today when you go home, all right? All the handouts, all the presentations you went to, every single one of them probably recommended something to you. You watched a video that you want to go home and check out. Infobesity. It's increasing every moment.